Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie, and welcome to the final push before we go full-time on the road. So we are day before Christmas now, a couple days, well, less than a week until we go full-time. And I've got a sort of bunch of things to do today, a bunch of little DIY tips from some of you guys out there, a little bit of electrical work to do, some tidying up of some organising of stuff in the bathroom. Hopefully going to pick up a new barbecue in the next couple of days. So I thought I'd just take you along on I guess what we're up to. Some of you might find it interesting. But yeah, got a long list of stuff to do in the next few days to get this caravan ready to go on the road. You alright? Ooh, here's the camera. So the first thing we're going to do is tackle the bathroom storage, and I'll show you what Chelsea's purchased there to kind of make our bathroom a bit more organised. Alright, we're going to start with a super quick one. That is the bathroom here in Rosie's. So we currently store everything we need in our bathroom in this cupboard up here, in these kind of cheap baskets from Kmart. Just a small little basket. We store all our toiletries in them. They're working kind of well, but one thing you do find is that you have to take the basket out to rummage through it and find what you're looking for. You know, say you got a razor or something that's loose in the bottom, you don't want to put your hand up in the basket and rummage around for the thing. So Chelsea found these online, and they are basically a desk stationery organizer. You know, you put your pencils in there and pens and what have you. So we're going to put these up in the cupboard in place of these baskets, and just kind of, I guess, you know, kind of just organize things a bit better so that we can, you know, clearly see where everything is up in the cupboard. And they should be deep enough that things don't move around and fall out when you open the cupboard. So nice and simple one. These are pretty cheap from Kmart, so are the baskets, but I think these are going to work a bit better. So we'll get a couple of those up there. Look at that, way more organised. Razors and stuff tuck in there nicely, and these things are quite narrow, so I think we'll actually get 3 across up here. We've only got 2, but yeah, pop one up there, one for me, one for Chelsea, one for the kids, and we should have a bit of leftover room for a basket up there with like our shampoo and extra soap, toothpaste, that sort of thing. Nice, quick, easy storage idea. While we're on the subject of storage, we also picked up some of these magazine holders. Again, pretty cheap and cheerful, pretty lightweight. We're going to use these to store the kids' books at the end of their beds. So we're taking away a stack of books with us, and also some of those books that we pick up from various book libraries along the way and drop off. And books always create such a mess here in this caravan. They end up everywhere. So a couple of these at the end of each of the kids' bunks. Good way to sort of store the books at night. One kind of benefit to the kids still being short is that obviously we can store stuff like this at the end of their beds. We've also got these kind of canvas totes with their initials on them that we hang from some big 3M hooks at the end of the beds, just for like soft toys and that sort of thing. So one up here for Harvey, and then a couple in the girls' bunks. So we can kind of utilize that you know, end of their bed while they're still short, I guess. So the main thing I want to address this evening is the power. I need to install some plugs. For those of you that didn't see the last video, I talked briefly about this little guy that I bought, the Goal Zero Yeti. This is a little lithium battery inverter, kind of all-in-one unit, and this is what I'm going to use next year to power my work setup, so my work tablet and my headphones and things like that. Now, I bought the 12-volt charger for the Yeti, this big guy here. Quite expensive actually, this charger. And basically you can charge it on 5 or 10 amps. There's an inbuilt fuse in here as well, and quite a long cable that plugs into the back of this device. So the idea is that I'll work in the mornings, I'll use this as backup power, I will plug it in the afternoons when we're getting a lot of sun, and I'll charge this unit up and kind of keep this unit topped up, so it's good to go each morning. So what I need is another cigarette style plug. There is one of those inside this caravan, and it's up behind the television. It currently has a splitter on it that runs our internet and the TV. Our Wireless Nation Wi-Fi router sits up there behind the TV, and the TV as well. So there's already a kind of a cigarette 12-volt splitter up there. I don't want to be plugging this in anywhere where the kids can touch it as well. I want to kind of get home from work and plug this in, forget about it and unplug it. That said, I don't want to hide it under the bed. I'm always mindful of charging things like out of sight. So it's a real catch-22. I want to charge it out of sight from the children, but I want to be able to keep an eye on it. So what I bought was a heavy-duty 12-volt cigarette style socket. It actually came in a pair, but I'm only going to use the one. These kind of dust caps on there. And I've just put some spade connectors on the end and heat shrunk those on. The beauty of the J-Hub system in these Jaycos is the brain, I guess, the battery management system just has a whole lot of male spade connectors across the top. And they've got different slots for different things like water pump, lights, whatever. And then there's a whole lot of 12-volt spare sockets. And they're 12 volts up to 15 amps, which is quite nice. Some of the spares are 10 amps, some are 15 amps. So basically a couple of 6.8mm spade connectors. And you know, obviously some decent wiring to hold that load, and we can just plug that in. So I'm going to plug that in under the bed. My thinking is I'm going to run it over under here. There's an external locker in Rosie, and I'm going to try and basically just have this cable tucked up out of the way and somewhere I can just plug it in. So that's the plan. Should be nice and straightforward. I obviously want to plug this in and let it all charge and draw power and stuff, and kind of make sure nothing gets warm because it is all under the bed. So yeah, we'll rip into that now, and yeah, that'll be the main project for tonight, and then I've got a bunch more to do tomorrow. Well, that worked. Yeah, it worked well. Those spade connectors on the battery management make it super simple to plug stuff in. So I've had it plugged in. I've just kind of mocked it up and just got it sitting here. Had it plugged in for about half an hour now. The battery is charged up to 99%. It wasn't flat, but it's been charging. Nothing's getting hot, nothing's getting warm. I can't smell anything, which is good. The system's not freaking out, so that's perfect. I have only been charging it on the 5 amp setting. You can do 5 or 10 amp charging, and then there's a fuse in the charger and also in the battery management for 15 amps. The 15 amp circuit, so 5 amps should be more than enough. I think I'll just leave it on the 5 amps and see how it goes. It seems to be charging pretty quick. But yeah, so now all I'm going to do is basically run this the actual plugs down here, and I'm going to run them down into this side of the bed. Excuse me. So this side of the bed here is actually an external cupboard. There's a locker door here, and that opens up to the outside, obviously being a locker door. And we keep our vacuum cleaner in here, and also it freaked me out just then, the battery management system's fan turned on, gave me a fright. We keep our cables, plugs, stuff in here. So what I'm thinking is I'll run it along the back. There's already a little cutout there. I'll run the plug through. Then once I'm done for work for the day, I'll just chuck the Goal Zero in this cupboard and charge it up. And one of you guys actually pointed out something real good. Garth, a viewer of Adventures with Rosie. Hi Garth, thank you for your tip. He said to charge it in the afternoon. So in the last video I said, yeah, I'll charge it in the evenings. You know, I'll plug it in at night, and when I wake up in the morning it'll be fully charged. And then Garth pointed out that we're best to charge it when the sun is producing the most solar, right? Which is in the afternoon. So yeah, I'll charge it in the afternoons, probably every second afternoon I'm hoping. And it'll be kind of out of the way here for the kids, which is the key thing down in this cupboard. The kids aren't going to play around with the cable. Obviously you could pull that in and out if you wanted. So yeah, keep it out of the way of the kids. Yeah, now I just got to button everything up, go to bed, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Just quickly on what I was saying then about Garth leaving some feedback. We'd really love your comments and constructive criticism, I guess, constructive feedback and that sort of thing. Tips and tricks. Some of the things we're going to look at tomorrow are like tips and tricks that you guys have suggested. So we really appreciate when you guys sort of reach out and let us know what you don't like or what you do like about videos or what we're up to or words of encouragement, that sort of thing. So yeah, big thank you to all of you guys that take the time to write and leave comments on the videos each week. We really appreciate it. It makes it really worthwhile. Alright, a few more jobs to tackle this morning, but first, Chelsea and I did a bit of shopping. Bit of an early Christmas present for ourselves. We went out and bought a barbecue. So we bought the Weber Baby Q, or the Q1200 I think it is. One of the smaller Webers. And yeah, pretty happy with it. Pretty nice looking little barbecue. I see posts all the time on Facebook and Instagram and stuff of all the weird and wonderful things people cook in Webers, right? Some people bake bread in them and muffins and cook pizzas and smoke meats and cook roasts and all sorts because of the big hood. Temperature gauge and stuff, so you can kind of be quite accurate with your cooking. So yeah, we figure next year we're gonna do a bunch of cooking outside, or that's the plan anyway. We can cook in here. We've got a nice 4-burner gas stove in the caravan and the full oven as well, but obviously you got smells, and it is nice to be outside, cooking as well. And yeah, you're not worrying about that smell and that sort of thing. So yeah, we're going to chuck this in the front storage locker. I need to make some room. It's slightly too tall to fit in the door of the locker, but most barbecues are. Basically we'll take the hood off. It's just got a couple of split pins in the back. Take the hood off and store them separately. The reason, or one of the reasons we went for a Weber, other than their reputation and everything, was this hose right here. So this is an accessory hose. 3 meters long, barbecue in there, and a bayonet end on this end. So these Jayco caravans and a lot of Australian built caravans come with a bayonet adapter for the gas outside. So it's all plumbed into the caravan's gas system. It's all regulated through the normal regulator. And what that basically means is we can hook our barbecue up. It's just kind of about a meter off the front door up underneath. So we just pop this in underneath, hook it up, and we can have our barbecue within a 3 meter radius of that plug. What that means is I don't have to disconnect the gas bottle every time we want to cook. Our gas bottle's up the front. We've got two 9 kg gas bottles. They're ratchet strapped on. They've got 2 straps each, obviously to stop them moving around in transit. And you also need a crescent to take the copper piping off. So it would be a pain if we had to take that off, every time we wanted to use the barbecue. So yeah, bought this hose. These hoses aren't cheap. I think this was $80 for this 3 meter hose, but it's just going to be a real big time saver, and save taking gas bottles on and off all the time. Use the gas in the caravan. It does mean we're going to be using gas now for cooking, for the barbecue, for the fridge, and for our hot water. So we might find we use a bit of gas in the coming year, but we've got the 2 bottles, so when one empties, just swap them over. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'll no doubt take you guys along on my attempts to try and get all fancy and smoke some meats in here or something. Might start with sausages, move our way onto some nicer meats. Okay, let's crack on with some jobs. Next little DIY project I'm going to tackle is around the waist cap. For those of you that have been following along for the last year, I've lost 2 of these caps in a year of owning this caravan. Basically take them off at a dump station, right? Pop them up somewhere, forget to put them back on. They are a requirement in New Zealand. You need these to stay in any campground that requires you to be self-contained. You have to have a cap on your waist cap. So Aidan from Caravanning New Zealand suggested, why don't you put a piece of chain or rope on the end of that and tie it to the bottom of the caravan. So I've got a little bit of paracord. Basically what I'm going to do is tie this cap to somewhere underneath, so that when I take it off, I'm not putting it somewhere, I'm just going to let it dangle, or leave it on the ground. Probably let it dangle actually. And then if I forget to put it back on and I drive away, it'll still be hanging under there. Yeah, the rope's not going to last 1,000 kilometers on a road, right? It's probably going to fray and come undone. But hopefully I'd either hear it bouncing on the road or swinging away, or get to the next campground and just put it back on. These are like $20 each, these caps. So been through 2 already, don't want to go through another 2 next year. So that's the next project, tie this cap up under the caravan. So one other thing I thought I'd show you pretty quick that's a new addition to the caravan is this cool little foldable kids bathtub. So Chelsea's sister picked this up for us, thanks Kelly. And basically you just undo that clip, pop it out, push the bottom down, and you got yourself a cool little bath for a kid. It's got a little plug in the bottom. This thing is going to be super handy. Basically the plan is, you know, fill it up with hot water and you can pop this outside, bathe the kids, or put this in the bottom of the shower and bathe the kids in there. So just use the mixer, you know, the handle, the shower head to wash hair and that sort of thing, but then they can sit in this bath. So obviously trying to shower 16-month-old kids isn't that easy. So, you know, they just kind of want to sit and play and have a bit of a fun time in the bath. So this thing's going to be perfect. It doesn't take up too much room. We'll just store that in the bottom of the shower. Kind of got a little clip there, clip it shut, and yeah, we'll store that in the bottom of the shower. And yeah, should be really handy, I reckon. Well, there we go. We're all set and ready to go. Yeah, yeah, high five. Woo! All packed and ready to go. Thank you as always for watching this video. Yeah, 2 days from now we're hitting the road full time. Got a ton of stuff planned in the next month to show you guys. So yeah, can't wait to take you along, show you some beautiful parts of this country. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. We'll probably see you in the first weekend of Jan. We'll drop the first video. We're going to head down to National Park in New Zealand. And it's North Island in New Zealand. Gradually make our way down to Wellington, and then about the 21st of January we cross over to the South Island on the ferry. So stay tuned, heaps of cool stuff coming. Got a bunch of really neat things planned. So yeah, I'd love to see you on the adventure. If you're not subscribed, whack that button down below so you can get notifications and that sort of thing. As well as check out our Instagram and our Facebook for a bit more up to date, sort of day to day of where we are, Instagram stories, that sort of thing. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. See you later. See you later. Oh.